Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing this blue almond springy set with a different design on every finger. So if you want to see how I did it, just keep on watching. So I'm going to start off by prepping the natural nail. I'm going to be removing the shine and any excess product left on the nail plate. I'm using my sanding band at 4,000 rotation per minute. Please ignore my skin. The tint of it is from hair dye. But anyway, after I do this, I'm just going to go in and apply my peel off base coat so the nails can pop off. So once the peel off base coat is fully dry, I'm going to go in and apply the extensions. I'm just applying the extend gel to the underside of the extension, and then I'm applying it to my natural nail at a 45-degree angle, pressing down until the gel reaches the free edge and flash curing. Once I've applied all the nails, I'm just going to go in and fully cure them for the full time. I did not chemically etch the underside of these nails just because they were going to be popped off and you're not going to be able to see the number through the base coat. But if you are keeping these long term, definitely etch underneath the extension with your sanding band or chemically etch them with some primer. So once all the nails are fully cured, I'm just going in to seal the cuticle with my 5-in-1 bit, and I'm going to do this to all the nails. And then instead of buffing with my sanding band and the drill, I'm just using a buffing block just to remove the shine off of all the nails before I go in with my designs. So once the nails are hand filed to shape, I'm just going to go in with a further step to seal the cuticle with a brush dipped in acetone, and I'm just going to brush that in either direction on every nail a couple times. Now I'm just going in with my base color. I am using two different colors, so I'm just going to apply the first one, clean up the cuticle area with a brush dipped in acetone, fully cure, and then apply the second base coat color. So now I'm just going to go in with my French tips. I'm doing this on all the nails except for the big 3D flower nail. And I believe that this was pigmented enough that I only needed to do one coat. So I'm just applying these to the 4 nails, and then I'm going to fully cure that. So once that is fully cured, I'm going straight in with some aura powder onto the tacky layer of the polish, and I'm just doing that to a couple nails, and then I'm going to go ahead and apply some base coat to seal it in and fully cure that. So now I'm just going in with some gel paint. I'm going to do an ombre with the sponge technique on my index and my middle fingers. I did do this about 3 to 4 times just to build up the pigmentation that I wanted. So now for the pinky nail, I'm going to do some flowers, and I am using some blooming gel just to spread out the flowers. I'm going in with that same gel paint. Disclaimer, this gel paint the viscosity is very off. It is old, so that's why it's behaving like this, why I have to like kind of circle it around to get it to stay into place. But I had already decided to use this color by this point, so I just rolled with it. But yeah, I'm just applying this directly onto the wet blooming gel, and then I'm just going to take a liner brush and fan out the petals toward the center, and then I'm going to fully cure that. For this finger, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. By this point, I was going to do a snake print, but again, the viscosity of this gel paint was very off, so that was not working. So at this point, I just said F it, and I started like swirling around, kind of like a marble or abstract nail. So I just went with that and then fully cured that. And later, I'm going to add some white as well. And then for the index finger, I'm doing another flower. So for this one, I'm just doing 5 sets of 3 dots with the lighter blue color, and then I'm going to dip my liner brush into that darker gel paint, the blue color, and bring those petals in. And I'm just doing 3 lines, 1 on each of the outer dots and 1 through the center, and bringing all of those flowers into the center. Now for the pinky, I'm just doing the same thing that I already did with the darker blue, but I'm just adding in lighter blue dots and bringing them to the center. For the middle, I'm doing like an abstract zebra print. And again, I'm either flash curing or fully curing in between this just to make sure that the design doesn't run. Okay, now for the 3D flower nail, I'm using a silicone mold, and I am just applying that lighter blue polish directly into that mold. I'm doing this in layers because if not, you'll have some of the polish that is not fully cured in the center. So I'm just doing a petal at a time, getting the base layer established, just making sure it's filled in all the holes. You kind of have to look at this at all different angles, side to side, flip it upside down, because you'll be able to see the air bubbles and how the flower is going to turn out if you just turn it over before you actually cure and then kind of have to troubleshoot. So I'm just doing this to all the petals, curing each at a time, and then once I have all of the petals established, I'm gonna go in with another layer just to fill up that mold so it's flush and flat, so that way it will be flat when I apply it to my nail. Throughout the process, if I get any polish outside of the mold, I'm just cleaning that up with a brush dipped in acetone. And once I have the mold completely done, I am flash curing again. And then I'm going to fully cure it. I fully cured it both in and out of the mold, starting with inside the mold and then took it out just to make sure that it was fully cured all around. Like I said, you don't want any uncured polish applied to your nail. And then once that is fully cured, I'm just going in with some nippers and cleaning it up, any areas that were left over that I may not have cleaned up properly. And now I'm just going in with some rhinestone gel and I'm applying that to the underside so that way I can attach it to my nail. I'm kind of playing around with it using the tweezers to figure out exactly which way I want it. But once I figure it out, I am holding it, flash curing it, and then I'm going to go ahead and cure it in the full size lamp. Now I'm just cleaning off my nails before I apply some matte top coat to the nails that I'm going to be applying chrome to. And I am going to fully cure this matte top coat before I go in with that black polish with whatever design that I want to do. But for the black, I'm only going to cure this for 30 seconds. And for the chrome for the French tips, obviously I was not attempting to make this a clean, fresh line. I'm doing this more abstract so that way the chrome can have some dimension, some texture. Once my black is cured for 30 seconds, I'm going straight in with my finger with some chrome. I just dipped my finger into the lid of the chrome so I didn't get too much. But I'm just applying that directly to the black portions of the nails. And then once I have it applied everywhere, I'm just going to go in with my sponge to remove any excess chrome. It does clean up pretty well when you use this method. You just need to make sure that whatever matte top coat you're using is chrome proof or powder proof. I will link the one that I use down below. But now I'm just going in with some more rhinestone gel to apply my pearls and my little gold sequins. Also, the clip where I was painting the flower unfortunately got deleted, but it was super simple. I did not do much at all. All I did was take the blue gel paint and apply a couple lines from the center outwards towards the middle, and then just some white dots outlining the outer ends of the petals. I decided that the 3D flower nail was too plain, so I'm just going in with some black so I can apply some chrome. This one, since I didn't do this in advance, I did not have the matte top coat, and honestly, I just didn't feel like doing that, so I just went straight in with the black, and then I'm just going to clean up the excess with the sponge, of course, and then a brush dipped in acetone. Alrighty, now I'm just going in with top coat, and I am going over the gold sequins and the pearls so they can keep their sheen. When I get to the 3D flower nail, I am going to apply like an excess amount of top coat so that way it can really fill in all of the nooks and crannies, all the crevices. Now, as usual, I'm just going in and cleaning up the cuticle area. I'm using a brush with a high concentration of bristles to make it easier to brush off that extra aura powder. And then when I get to the ring fingernail, I'm doing it a couple more times just because, like I said, I applied an excess amount of top coat. So I want to make sure I get all that excess off of the skin, any overflow that might be flowing over to the sides. And then I am going to fully cure that. And the last step is going in with some rhinestone gel to create those 3D lines on the index finger. I'm just putting in the dots where I want the line to begin and then using my liner brush to fan it out. I'm flash curing in between each set of lines. But once I am done this, I am, of course, going to fully cure them. And then the nails are complete, and this is how they turned out. I think they turned out super cute. As usual, comment down below which nail is your favorite nail. I love doing all different nails. I think my favorite is my index or the middle. Again, ignore the pigmentation on my skin. I just dyed my hair, got dye everywhere. But anyway, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Comment down below any video suggestions, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.